as of last month, a little bit over 2,500. I shared those results with you. So I think you've seen some screenshots of that. And in terms of traffic, I've been getting roughly about 200 and change or so people per day. And that's been pretty consistent. It's been going from 250 maybe to maybe like in the 190s or so, kind of up and down, little spikes here and there. Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. And just for people's reference, we're recording this like in early May of 2020. So COVID-19 is going on. Amazon just changed their commission rates, and we're kind of in a different time. So I know you were looking to hit maybe even higher revenue, but it
Right.
has the Amazon commission rate changes have hit your revenue a little bit. So how do you feel
Right.
about that right now? Like I know we exchanged a couple of
Mhm.
emails, but can you just share like what you felt like when you saw that email come down?
Well, when I saw the email come down, just like everybody else, I was concerned because things it's changing, and it kind of puts you in a position, and you're either going to fold because of these changes, and just hey, forget it. I'm going to go ahead and sell my website and maybe try something else, just work a regular job, or you're going to look at the fact that you're in a position that a lot of people are not. And I think that's more in the line of what people have to realize right now. Like let me just talk to you guys for 1 second. You don't mind, do you? The thing is this. I think people right now, there's a lot of people that visit your site regularly, and we all attend your live streams because to me, it's one of the best business podcast live streams online, period. Now, I'm not just saying that because you're interviewing me now, but I really attend these live streams. And you are putting people in a position to do your courses that we are in a great position that we are now professionals. And I haven't honestly I haven't taken Doug's course, but I followed Doug for a long time, became friends with him, and he's given so many gems that you can't help but learn from him. So with that being said, the course that he's teaching, he's putting you in a position that you're a professional, and that mindset that you're a professional, that you have an opportunity that not most people have right now. Then the fee changes from Amazon shouldn't be that big of a problem because now you can take the knowledge that you have and use that to your advantage. And that's more or less the mindset that I personally have in terms of what is my potential beyond Amazon. One takeaway that I would say that I've learned from this experience is that yeah, it hits you a little bit when it hits you in your pocket, but you're either going to be a badass or you're going to fold. It's like one or the other. Which one are you going to be? Right now is the time where you're going to be exposed. And it's not that the world is watching you, it's that we're watching ourselves. What's going to be our biggest takeaway from this that's going to put us in a position to go to the next level? And for me, that is looking at other opportunities, just not just with Amazon, but outside of Amazon. And I guess we'll talk more about that a little later in the show. But that's kind of where I stand with everything in the Amazon changes.
Awesome. Well, number one, I think you're
Yeah.
100% right about my show being so good. I have to take credit for that. But you make great points. I'm of course being sarcastic there, but I appreciate the compliment. And yeah, you're right. I
Yeah.
mean, you've picked up skills. You can do stuff now, and you have options. You have traffic on your website, and you know how to build a website. You've been doing this for a little while, which we're going to get into some of the details. So love to jump into the results to make sure people know that they should listen to you, Derek. So let's back up before we dissect your site and talk about it. And who are you? What do you do? Where are you from? All that stuff.
Originally from New York, I've been in Georgia since 2006. And I do have a day job. I work in the IT field. I work for a global tech company in Buckhead. Outside of that, I spend an awful lot of time working on websites. That's kind of my passion. It's what I go to sleep thinking about, what I wake up thinking about, websites. So yeah, that's a
Awesome.
little bit about me.
And you and I connected like way back when I got started. I don't know if you
Yeah,
started around the same time in 2013. Is that about the same?
yeah, we're around about that time. Around about
Cool.
that time. Yeah.
So we've been in touch kind of, and we kind of fell off and did some other stuff. I mean, it's been 7 years, so it's been a while. But
Has it
we
been that
did.
long?
It's
Oh
that's
God, yeah, it's been a
2013,
while,
man.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you're in the area that I grew up in, and when I was back in Georgia this last time, in I guess the last few months, you weren't able to come to the meetup. So next time we're in
Yeah,
Atlanta, I got to
unfortunately.
do the
Yeah.
meetup. Hopefully, people can socialize, and we won't have to like be 20 feet away in a restaurant. But yeah, we'll
Bring
have
some
to hook up.
N95s to some, some gifts for everybody, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That would be well.
Yeah,
We got to do what we got to do, but yeah. So
yeah,
we'll have to connect whenever we're in Atlanta, or whenever I'm in Atlanta and you're in the area, of course. So
absolutely.
we connected way back, kind of stayed in touch, and you've been on the live stream. So we're like, hey, we got to share your story here because it's so interesting. So can you take us back? Like, where did you first get started, and when did you get
Mhm.
exposed to niche sites and making money online and all that stuff?
Oh man, oof. You know, I've been following guys like Pat Flynn, Spencer Hawes, Johnny Dumas, Gail from Authority Hackers. I'm quite sure.
Yep.
And as far as in SEO, guys like Neil Patel. I've been hearing about niche sites for a little while. I wasn't so much a practitioner in that field at first, but when I started seeing results and started following case studies, it kind of got me to the mindset that's, hey, you know what? There's something else out there other than just the typical job. And that kind of put me in a position of like, well, how am I going to get myself involved in this? So I didn't know too much about developing a website. These were back in the days of Front Page. I'm quite sure you're familiar with that.
Hmm.
I didn't know HTML at the time, so I just picked up an HTML for Dummies book. That's how I learned HTML. And I built my first website, which was god awful, and I failed miserably. But the takeaway from that was that I found that, I could actually build a website and there was some potential. So I had a second crack at it, got introduced more into the WYSIWYG type of situation with WYSIWYG. That's like a platform where you can build a website and see it as you're building it.
Yeah. It's
Quite sure you know about this.
what you see is what you
What
get.
it's what you get, right? And that I built, and I actually the first site that I got results with was actually a hot sauce site. And I shared a niche with you. I don't know how profitable it is today. I built a hot sauce site, and it was funny because I was doing like 50,000 a month in traffic, and I didn't understand what traffic was. But I remember I was having some technical issues with the website, and I had called the hosting company at the time. What was that? I think it was StartLogic or something. I don't know if you heard of that. But it was a hosting company back in the day that I worked with, and the guy he got so excited by my traffic numbers, and I didn't understand it at first. But he was like, "You understand how much traffic you're getting and whatnot?" And I didn't understand it, and I started doing my research, and then things started clicking a little bit more. So yeah, just sharing a
Wow.
little bit of history with you. Yeah.
What year was that?
Oh my God, don't date me. It was quite a while ago. Quite a
Okay.
while ago. I'm not good with the dates and stuff like that, but it was this. Let's just say it was a while ago. It was early beginnings.
Early beginning.
Early
Okay.
beginnings.
It
Yeah,
wasn't on WordPress, but I'm just like 50,000, visitors a month. Is that what you said? A
yeah,
month? And
yeah, yeah,
then,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm into hot sauce. I used to be like really
Mhm.
into like the hot sauce challenges and stuff like that. I don't know if were you into it or
I wasn't so much the hot sauce challenges, but man, I'm like a spice guy. Obviously, you can see I'm not missing any meals. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I just did something that I liked and I was interested in, and it was also about just building something that change things a little bit for me financially, and it kind of worked. I think my highest revenue at the point back in the day on building that site probably was about $600-700 a week. And I know it's not much, but at the time it was for me. It really, 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 really changed things a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I had some success in that, and then site tanked, and I went into eBay. eBay was the second shot at trying to do something online, and I, I wanted to become a power seller. I don't know if that's still around, the power seller thing or whatever. Quite sure it probably is. And I actually reached that goal, and that also put some light in my eye to say, well, you know what? There's a lot of potential for making some real money online, and that's what led me into reading some websites, following guys like we talked about earlier, Pat Flynn, Spencer, and everybody, and kind of got me to where I'm at now.
All
Yeah.
right. And did you have that entrepreneurial spirit for like ever since you could remember, or did you pick this up like maybe it sounds like you're fine with your full-time gig, but yeah, like what's the history with
Mm.
you and starting businesses?
I think it's always been like a dream of mine to actually be in control. And as you grow older, I mean, not everyone thinks like I think, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's the fact of having control. And I think for me, it's the first time you lose a job, it puts you in a mindset that you're thinking like, what happened, and where did I go wrong? And the fact of you being you're depending on a company to provide income to you. They're the ones that's going to choose where you live, what health benefits you have, how you're going to feed yourself and your family. They have a lot of control over your life. So my mind now is just based on, having a business puts me in control of everything. I make the decisions. The sky's the limit in terms of how much money and potential I have to do whatever I want to do. And to me, that this gives me fire every single day, knowing that I'm in control. And that's basically more important to me than anything else.